And our tomato Florentine is here. Just something different you can do with tomatoes. This, I thought, I like this because it had the canned recipes, the canned tomatoes rather than the fresh. So you could do it, different times. Again, we're going to cut an onion. We got a lot of cooking tonight. And while I finish this, I'm going to, put our oil on. And a teaspoon of oil there for our onion. I don't know, that was just too cool. All these years I've been struggling with onions. I was doing one of my favorite things too is to flip through the stations. So you're watching about 4 or 5 things. All right, gonna get this onion all in here. So we're getting that sizzling. Okay. We'll get that started. Mix the topping for the tomato Florentine, and that is some tablespoon of oil, some Panko breadcrumbs, and these are more like fresh, and our Parmesan cheese. They're more like fresh breadcrumbs. If you look at these, and you can look at them when you get, if you want to come up here, but you can see it's almost like fresh bread, as dried, as compared to this product, which is very good for something else. But you can see that's more of a different texture. These are a little bit softer as far as when you put them on a casserole, they'll soften up a little bit. Okay, we'll stir this up and kind of put it aside. This is the topping for our tomato Florentine. Our breadcrumbs, a little bit of oil, and Parmesan cheese.
Now, is that fresh dried Parmesan, or is that?
No, it's just this. You could use the fresh grated if you like.
Well, I was thinking that.
Or in the bag, you could use that too. It's shredded, the shredded stuff, yeah. You could use that too. There's certain things, I always use that if you're sort of melting it in to something. I like to use that shredded. For a topping, the grated in the can or jar or whatever is good. Okay. All right, so we've got the topping for the Florentine. We've got our onion started for here for our white cheddar and squash casserole. We got that going on. We're going to we've got to put minced garlic in here, and our box of spinach that we've squeezed out so it is pretty dry. Okay. And then our 2 cans of tomatoes, which I did drain. We'll get those chopped up in a minute when we get this starting to cook. Okay, this looks good. We're going to go ahead and add our garlic to this. And we need to add something else to this too, right? Stir in spinach. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And remember, we don't want the garlic to burn to get the bitter taste. And just for a little, we'll go ahead and add our spinach in one big clump. This looks like it's about to come to a boil. Let's give that a little. Okay, we're going to take that off the heat. All right, now we're going to put this all together. Did we get everything in here? Oh, I bet we need salt and pepper in here. Salt, pepper, and nutmeg. In there. All right. All right, here's our, we're going to put it in this dish. Here is our tomatoes. And when you, I did drain these. I also kind of squeezed them a little bit to get some of that excess water out of there. We don't want it too watery. And we're just going to yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think I would be careful with the how much water there is in them. Sometimes you can sometimes you can drain them, sometimes you can't. So it might be sort of a trial and error thing. Because you don't want this to come out too loose. You know, we had to squeeze the spinach really dry. I think that if you use the fresh tomatoes, you'd have the same problem with the water as the diced tomatoes undrained. So, because this isn't, there's not a whole lot of liquid left in here after we've kind of squeezed them out and all that. I think if you used fresh tomatoes, you probably have a lot of excess water in there. All right. We were going to top that with our spinach mixture. This looks very festive. Okay. Yes, I put the nutmeg with the, I just mixed nutmeg in with the salt and pepper. Okay, so we're topping with that, and then we're going to put our breadcrumb mixture here. On top of that. It is pretty. Okay. And we will get this in the oven. And here is our tomato Florentine, nice and toasty. I think we did good.